ton.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So you may be debating which system to pour all your life savings into, and there's options. You could be one of the big three full frame setups, Sony, Canon, Nikon. Decent offerings from all. You could go to the little guys, Panasonic, Micro Four Thirds. How you doing? Olympus? Ooh, I don't know about that one. Fuji, APS-C, Vintage Touch. Okay, you have lots of options, but what if it was just Canon, Nikon, you're old school, you had a DSLR, you have a hip replacement, you're old. You want Nikon or Canon, which should you invest in? What is the smarter choice, judging by what they have now and rumored things to be coming? Wow. We're on the Canon R8, 85mm Tony 1.2. I'm as close as I could possibly be, and there's so much ton. And it's so stupid, but I do it. So I've been having this debate because Canon is my favorite look, just straight out color science. You don't have to touch much. It's just, oh, that's nice. But they have a lot of problems that irritate me. I want to sell off the whole system, and I'm waiting for Nikon to do something, but so far they haven't. So like, these are the debates I have. Should I sell off the whole Canon thing, go into Nikon to complement my Sony? Sony's my backup, also my main thing. Wow. So here are the things to think about. Canon R8, so budget, but so beautiful. Like, you cannot beat this thing for the price. It's so small, it's full frame. Marcus Pix touched it once. Thank you, my friend. It's like the best thing ever, but the annoying thing is my computer can't handle it. When I go to edit these files, I can play them, I can edit it, but it's always a little pause and it slows me down somewhat. 10% maybe. So like, it's not fun to edit like that. I love just skipping around the time frame. You're chopping things out, and what if I want a little B-roll on top of that? It's like 4K 60 10-bit in this is hard to edit. It just chugs, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Why? So like, that's really annoying. I don't know if Nikon is better in that area because I've never tested something that wasn't a little Nikon ZFC 8-bit thing. So like, are there full frame options with their RAW and their 10 bits and the N-Log? Is that all nice and easy to edit? Because Sony, you're also doing 10-bit 422 4K 120, and I can edit that no problem. It's your choosing of the codec, Canon, and you have better codecs in your cinema cameras. But for some reason, it's almost as if a hammer exists. See, Nikon doesn't have a hammer, do they? They wouldn't do that. It's a little monkey. A little monkey. Hello to you. He just copies things. He's a mimic monkey. It's not a bad thing. Like, you dent cameras and you knock out features for no apparent reason. So it's kind of rude. Still, I love you. Good Canon color science. I love it. Thank you for inventing that. The R5 II is coming. It has HD 480 frames per second. Slow motion is not needed. Sony is stupid. Green skin tones, you want that? You don't. Nikon bad. Did I say words? I blacked out. You know what I love about Canon? They just get things right. With the body, nobody has an SD card slot that feels better to push in. You know that's a thing. You push it in, it's like, there's plenty of room for your entire finger to push a card slot up. It's like, boom. Whereas other companies, it's like, sometimes you have to dig a nail, there's barely enough room, you're angling thumbs, pressure on a thumb. What kind of disease will that cause? A little pressure point. Ow. Oh, now I have AIDS. So it's like that, plus Canon's the only one with the mount right at the top of the hole. That's the best place for it. Everyone else is off to the side, and where's that? And recentering it when you turn. Nikon's backwards. What are you doing? Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Didn't your grandfather teach you that in shop? Freaking opposite way. What the hell? It's like, was that made in Australia or what? They flush backwards back there. And koala bears make the food for everyone. And another thing I love about Canon is their old EF lenses are just so fantastic with character and pop. Sharp enough. L lenses like this 85. Like, what are you doing? Does Nikon have something like that? I haven't looked much into their like autofocusing F glass, but I know it's very loud. So is this one. That motor's humming all day. But like Nikon glass, I feel like Canon has the better glass. I'm just gonna say it. I remember watching an Angry Photographer video. He said the 135mm Tony 2 that blows away Nikon's offering. So it's like probably most of the others do as well. And so like Nikon, I don't know, man. Right now, Canon is winning, but your files are too hard to edit and I hate you. I made a chart and it's all the Nikon pros and Canon pros and Canon cons and Nikon cons, but I blurred it out. It's Tony. Trust me, it's the funnier way to do this. So like if you're weighing your options, should I get Nikon? What's coming? I mean, we have the R5 II coming. I have a feeling that's going to be a very similar thing to the R5. Equally hard to edit files. They're not going to use their CinemaCam codecs because those are easy and fun and nice and XAVS-C or something. Like I've tried the R5C. It was fine. They have the cinema codecs. We don't get it in the R5 II. So like that's coming. Is it going to be good? I doubt it. Whereas Nikon Z6 III, we're waiting a long time. That's coming with RAW internally. I feel like Nikon is the choice. And if you're a wildlife shooter, why are we even having this talk? You have all these primes. The 600mm 6.3, that's an all-round amazing lens. I would personally push for the 800 6.3. My God, it's somewhat affordable. It's like $7,000 Canadian plus tax, 13% only. Oh, that's fair. That's a fair price. Who came up with that number? Nikon is your wildlife, and they're more stable than Canon. Everything about it. Canon's only offering really is that 200 to 800, which extends. You got to turn it 15 times to get to 1800. And the 800mm 11 Tony 11 Prime. It was a joke release. It was on April Fool's. Didn't you notice that? It wasn't? I'll go. But when it comes to the modern glass, Z mount versus RF, I think Nikon has the more affordable, fun options for wide and telephoto. It's just the better all-around system, whereas Canon just has these ghetto budget lenses, 16mm 2.8, like what is that? Has so much distortion in the lens. It's like corrected by scientists every video. They have to work on it. You have to send your file off to a scientist. Oh, I touched the mic. I hate scientists. Since I always want to buy something and it's fun for me to do so, I look at Canon lenses. I want the 35mm 1.4 and the 135 Tony 2. And I'm waiting for a good deal. Right now, there's, I think, 5 35mm 1.4s, the Mark I L lens. They're all the same price, and you're all delusional to think you could get that much money. $750 for that old lens. Only I want it. Nobody wants it. They've been there for months. I messaged a guy saying, like, I'll get your 135 and the 35, but you got to knock those prices down to like 600 each, and then we're talking. He's like, no. And you're still there with your lenses forever, most likely, until I buy them or lose interest and switch to Nikon. So like, these are the things that are in my mind. Do I want more Canon glass? Because this is fantastic, but I can't edit the damn files and it's really annoying. Or will Nikon pull me away? Or just throwing out a third option. Does Sony get their shit together and blow us all away again? Because right now, skin tone's a little jaundice for some reason on the A7S III. Really annoying, tweaking the reds and the yellows. I don't want to do it anymore. But like, they're the ones that are gonna do it. HD 480 frames, it's coming. A7S4, wow. I just realized there wasn't any ton in the video, so I had to come closer to blur out the background. You were reading my books, and I need my privacy. So what we've learned is there is no answer, like always. It's up to you. Do you have lenses already for one of the systems? I feel like Canon is the better company, kind of, but Nikon's like catching up. It's always been that. Canon's the bigger brother. Nikon's also really good and better in some ways. And I feel like Nikon might even make a push. I thought they were going out of business, like 100% certain. I was like, judging by their like Z6 and Z7 offerings, I was like, what is that? And then the Mark IIs were like nothing. A processor is in there and it's slightly faster autofocus. Like, what are you doing? But then the Z9 comes out and it's like, holy shit. And then all these telephoto primes. It's like, okay, they're here to stay maybe. They took out a loan from Mitsubishi Bank. I saw them do it. So there might be a future in Nikon, and I kind of feel like they better hurry up, though. Where is it? We're waiting. But if the Z6 III is fantastic and has HD above 240, if it's just HD 240, I'm sorry, I'm overpassing you. I already have that. Just because you caught up, I was already there. Turtles catch up to rabbits all the time. It doesn't matter. The rabbit can just run it again. I've seen it. So like, I want you to succeed, Nikon. It just doesn't feel like it's going to happen. But if it does, you get a little 40mm Tony 2 in here, little 800mm prime out there, boom, maybe even 2 setups, 2 Nikon Z6s, 3s, and then boom, you're set. Then you sell off all the Sony stuff. Disgusting greens are never a thing ever again. And Canon as well. And then you have only one system to learn. That's one thing I hate with having various different systems. It's always like, oh, the SD card goes in this direction and that one, but a different one over here. It's on the side. Battery chargers all over the place. Which button does which? Oh, the menu. It's like, if you can just stick to one, that's the thing. But how do you pick one? They all suck and they're all amazing at the same time, and I hate it. My brain can't handle those choices. Just give me a couple. There should only ever be like 2 or 3 options of anything. Don't you hate it? You see something like, okay, I want electrolytes, and there's 400 to choose from. It's like, there should be one company and then another flavor. We should just agree on what's the best and use it. Right? No? Whatever. So what do you think? Canon or Nikon? Who wins in the future? And if you say Sony or Fuji, no one's going to believe you. Fuji, they have no money. They teamed up with Bill Bates. They should be arrested. I'll leave. How you doing? 85mm tonnage 1.2. So that is the minimum focus distance. We maxed out on the tonnage. Subscribe for more videos. See you, mate.